What's up, Frenzy Head Nation? Coach Cole with you, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Frenzy. Sports Frenzy, to be exact. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Coach Cole here once again. And it's been a busy week, hasn't it, for everyone? So welcome back to the show. It's also shout out to the, it is a... For our show being recorded, by the time you watch it, it's a busy week at the ISD as it is the prom night. So, live show we shoot for Facebook. Tomorrow is the prom, LISD prom. So, shout out to all the busy people involved with that. Probably including most of the classrooms that watch the show anyway. So, how's everybody doing? Hope your week's been good. We could have better weather. It's been a crazy week as far as weather goes in Michigan. Supposed to be spring, right? Yeah, I think so. But hopefully better weather is on the way because, hey, it is baseball season, so we love our baseball. Before we go any farther into the show, I'll tell you it is Season 8, Episode 24. And we are getting ready to cover the recap show from last week's results. From Season 8, Episode 23, last week's show. So let's review those scores before we go any farther into our program. Our first game is baseball, or NCAA baseball, where we have the Go Blue Michigan Wolverines beating up on Maryland 10-4 was your final score there. Western Michigan getting the win over Bowling Green 9-4. And the team down below getting a win over one of the teams down below getting a win over Eastern Michigan 5-4. Still men's basketball. We have Central Michigan getting the win over Toledo. 5-3 was your final score there. And Adrian Bulldogs getting it done against Kelvin College. 5-1. Cornerstone beat Siena Heights 1-0 was your score there. And Findlay takes the win from Hillsdale College 8-1. Softball action. Moving into softball action. We had Go Blue Girls, Michigan, Go Blue, getting the win over Rutgers 11-1. Girls looking really good this year too. And Adrian losing to Albion 6-0 was your score there. Our next game between Robert Morris and Siena Heights got canceled Friday night, so they were going to try and play it Saturday. It got canceled Saturday night, so then they thought maybe they could work it into Sunday. By this point, it got canceled again. So I'm not sure when the rescheduled game is for that. But for that reason alone, when a game gets canceled like that due to the weather, it benefits all of you because everybody gets a point for that. And we actually had a couple games like that, if I remember correctly. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's see. We have Hillsdale softball got a win over Davis and Elkinson. 2-0 was your final score there. Moving into Major League Baseball action from last week, we have the Yankees beating the Tigers 8-6. And the Diamondbacks beating Rogers Dodgers 8-7 was your final score there. Minor league action from last week. We had the Whitecaps falling to the Lansing Lugnuts 4-2 was your final score there. Pawtucket got the win over the Mudhens home opener. 10-2 was your final score there. Hey, we got Jamie Rose weighing in on Facebook Live. Welcome to the show, Jamie. A long time no hear. He says, nice shirt. Why, thank you. Yes, thank you. Don't forget the hat, too. I got the hat as well. So, our next game was the Dayton Dragons versus the Great Lake Loons. That game also got canceled due to weather conditions. So, again, you guys all get lucky on that one because everybody received a point for that game. Jamie Rose. Jamie Rose is never going to let me live this one down, and he's going to continue to ask this question, I think, pretty much every show that he kind of tunes in on Facebook Live. His question to me, did you get your Grand Rapids Griffins gear yet? Jamie Rose, no, I did not. Thanks, buddy, for reminding me of my bad ordering history there. I will someday be able to afford some Grand Rapids Griffins gear again. I will definitely be getting it at some point. And speaking of Grand Rapids Griffins, what a great intro that is. Moving into minor league hockey from last week. We have the Grand Rapids Griffins getting the job done against the Monsters. 6-4 was your final score there. Not anymore, I don't, Rose. I told you I was throwing it out. Jamie said I had I got this cheap, generic-looking Griffin's hat that it came in the mail that I sent away for that looked nothing like it did on the order form that I ordered, the site I ordered it from. I won't say the site or anything because I'm not going to trash talk. It was from a site that sells things, and I bought it off a personal person. And it was literally an iron-on sticker up here that peeled right off of one of those dollar hats you can go and buy in bulk at the at your local fabric stores. So yeah, bad taste in my mouth. Kelly Cup game. This was also your heading to the Kelly Cup title trophy. Working their way towards that. This was also your first 3-point bonus game of last week. The Toledo Walleye got the win over the Indy Fuel 1-0 in overtime. And I believe, I will look into that. We got that game this week as well. We also have NHL hockey action for you guys. We started round 1. These were game 2 of the playoffs, and as we discussed last week as well, we realized there is no Red Wings and there's no Blues, so I just had to pick random teams for this. So we got the Flyers getting that win over the Penguins 5-1. We'll be talking more about NHL hockey this week as we continue on the sheets. And the Las Vegas Golden Knights, who right now are looking like they could be one of the top teams in the playoffs this year, beat the LA Kings 2-1. Little NCAA lacrosse action for you guys we threw on here last week. This was your second 3-point bonus game, and it was a rivalry game between that team down below that we don't like and Michigan. Well, I can tell you Michigan did not come out on the better end of this game. They lost 8-5. And then we had the annual Army-Navy game in lacrosse. This is always an exciting game to watch. I took in quite a bit of this game. Excuse me. Hey, Zeke. Got a little loud Zeke snoring in the background here. We had the Army-Navy lacrosse game with Navy coming out on top 9-8. So very good game, very close game. And yes, the exciting moment of the week for me, other than regular season baseball as well, arena football has returned. And opening weekend, what a great weekend. I tell you what, they only have 4 teams this year. 4 teams. And they were talking, they were saying stuff like, well, last year things really started getting bad in the AFL, arena football. And so a lot of owners pulled out, a lot of teams dropped out. But 2 of the teams remained from last season, and 2 new teams were formed. And they were saying that there's so much talent out there this year because there's only 4 teams, and that everybody is so into keeping this league around and so into this league. And they got a new commissioner this year, too. Excuse me. Apparently, the old commissioner, I don't know if he was corrupt or what was going on there. I can't really say that, but they got rid of him for some reason or other, probably because things were falling apart with the league, could be. And so they got 2 new teams, and we got 2 of the old teams. So this entire season, you're going to be seeing these 4 teams battle back and forth all season long at various different times. And I'll tell you what, I'm okay with that, because the quality of game I saw last week from both these teams, I watched the Friday night game and the Saturday night game. And I get, as long as we're talking about this before we get into the other parts of the show, one game, or a couple of these games, is there 4 teams or 5 teams? I'll have to double check that. Anyway, there is a Facebook Live page that's been formed this year, and I'll try and give you that at the end of the show because I can't remember what it is right now, where the Friday night games are being showed live on Facebook. So if you got a computer like I do, you can either hook your computer to a bigger TV, or you can hook up your Facebook. I just bring my Facebook page up on my computer, and I large size the screen, and I'm watching the one football game live on Facebook. So it's actually really cool. And these teams, these were some high-scoring games this week. Well, a lot of good ball playing. I really enjoyed it. So I enjoyed opening season. This was opening season 2018 for the Arena Football League. And who is that? The Baltimore Brigade, which is one of the new teams, got the win over the Valor. I always say Valor. It's Valor. Over the Valor. 61-56 was your score there. And the defending two-time defending champions, the Philadelphia Sioux, got the win over Albany, 56-35, and that was an awesome game. It started off, both teams were back-to-back, just scoring on each other. So I really enjoyed arena football this week. It was pretty amazing, in my opinion. And our last part of the recap show, we had NASCAR action. This race took place at Bristol. And your winners this week, I got a point right off the bat. Kyle Busch came in number 1. And Kyle Larson came in number 2. And Jimmy Johnson came in number 3. If you chose one of those 3 guys, and they came in first, second, or third, that's an automatic point for you guys. Okay. So there's your recap show, guys. Now we're going to start moving into the other portion of the show where we do the picks part of the show, picks edition. As we get into the picks. And this week I am back to drinking some Simply Lemonade Blueberry. I have one complaint about Simply Lemonade right now. They shrunk down their container size by 4 ounces. They may not seem like a lot, but it is actually. The container is smaller now. And they always say, "Oh, it's not you're not losing anything as far as the liquids go. We're just making the containers smaller." I call BS on that one. Simply Lemonade Blueberry. Just one of my favorite lemonades I enjoy. I'll take a swig here before we move into this week's action. Sometimes the stuff's so good, I don't even need a cup. Kids don't do that at home. It just occurred to me. Not setting a very good example for others. All right. Jumping into the Picks edition this week. Season 8, episode 24, guys. And we are in the... Gosh, it's the middle of the month already, believe it or not. April is flying right by. And being that it is April, this week I thought... Last week I didn't have them yet. This week I do. Fresh off the presses, we have NBA playoff action taking place. And I need to do some checks on this while we go along in the show because for those joining us live, I'm shooting the show live Thursday night. For our Friday audience who don't watch the show live on Facebook. And so I had to send out the sheets last night. So our data on these games are from Wednesday night. So let me pull up NBA playoffs 2018. And I just want to make sure these are as accurate as we can have them. So listen good, guys, because these might differ a little bit from the sheets I sent out. Okay. Ooh, yep, we do have a couple of changes here. I will punch these numbers in real quick. All right, we'll go with it as we go here. So, okay. Our first game of the night. We have the absolutely. I do not like these guys at all. I am not a LeBron James fan, nor will I ever be a LeBron James fan. In my opinion, LeBron James is way overrated. And your generation today doesn't even know about true superstars like Larry Bird. Just check out, as I always tell you guys, just check out some highlight video footage of Larry Bird back in the day. He could go with anybody in today's. Anyway, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. 50 wins and 32 losses was their regular season record. And they are traveling to and playing against the Indiana Pacers, who have 48 wins and 34 losses in the regular season. This is a 7 p.m. game, Friday night. You can watch it on ESPN. And according to our current stats from Wednesday night's game, on your list here, it says that this is round 1. It's game 3. And Indiana leads the series 1-0. That's changed now. The series is tied. At 1 apiece. Either way, I want to see the Indiana Pacers win. So I've got the Pacers for the victory on that one. Okay, this game did not change on us. This is also round 1, game 3 in the playoffs. We have a regular season record for the Toronto Raptors. They have 59 wins and 23 losses. They are traveling to and playing against the Washington Wizards, who have 43 wins, 49 losses. This is a 8 p.m. game, Friday. You can watch it on ESPN2. According to my stats here, Toronto leads the series right now 2-0. And I really don't see that changing. I'm going to go with the Toronto Raptors for the win, since they're already up 2 in the series. Our third game of the week features one of my favorite teams. At least one of my teams made it to the playoffs this year. And that is the 55 wins and 27 losses in regular season, the Boston Celtics. And they are traveling to and playing against the Milwaukee Bucks, who have had 44 wins and 38 losses on the regular season. Boston leads this series 2-0 right now. This is a 9:30 game that you can watch on ESPN. You know me. I've got the Boston Celtics for the win. Go Boston. Be nice if Boston could bring home a championship this year. All right. Next NBA playoff game. This is round 1, game 4 in the series. And this game, there it went. We had Philadelphia and Miami. Okay, we're good on that game too. This game is tied at 1 apiece. This is game 4. This game cannot be tied at 1 apiece. There's no way. Game three. All right. This is game 4. Hold on a second. I got to check on some stats here, guys. 76ers. Monday. Game 2 was played Monday night. Game 2. Sixers. Miami Heat won. Okay. So it's going to sound weird to you guys right now because this is actually game 4. For our recorded audience, this game is going to be played tonight, Thursday night. So I won't have the stat change for you guys, unfortunately. I don't have the stat. As of right now, as a recording of the show, this game was tied up.